Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. Who is ready to discuss? Oh, Andrea, I can't wait to discuss anything with you. Hello to you. Hello, and Anna. Hello, and Kim. Good afternoon. I'm really excited. Monica, hello to you. Monica G. So excited to talk about anxiety and coping mechanisms. Sunshine, hello, Manal, and everyone. Oh my God, you guys are coming in. It looks like we're going to have an amazing discussion. Today, we are going to talk about anxiety, and I know that's a favorite topic. I know it's a favorite topic. And all this month, I have been, Ava, good morning to you. Good afternoon, good evening. All month I've been exploring anxiety. So a lot of aspects of anxiety are here in my mind, and they're so present because that's all I've been talking about in my live streams, my podcast, my newsletters, anxiety. And today, not just anxiety, which is one of my favorite topics, it's coping mechanisms, because that's all we do. That's all we do is cope. And using anxiety as a coping mechanism, if we can start to recognize it and detangle it from it, powerful. Ren says, hello, Manal, and everybody. Fantastic. Okay, so let's ask the question. Do I need to ask the question more general, or can I say, who recognizes they use anxiety as a coping mechanism? Who's more curious? Oh, I wonder what we're going to talk about here. Or who recognizes, oh, I do use anxiety as a coping mechanism. I do use it. So give me words. Rachel, yes, I do. Ren, I'm sick of coping. I just want to thrive. Ren, I love it. Yes. Andrea says yes. And Ren, I'm going to just filter that out. Yes, I am ready to thrive. Thrive was actually in 2018, the motto that my daughter came up for the family, and even our internet, our network is called Thriving. Kim, not sure. Okay, so what? Sunshine, I thought anxiety used me. Sunshine, so deep. Okay, so let's talk about it. What is using anxiety as a coping mechanism? What is it? For me, what it is instead of really truly recognizing how we feel, we go straight to what's easier. I feel anxious. It's almost like this cop-out. Not going to investigate, just going to say I'm anxious. Rather than really say, what is it? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I? Rachel, I never realized I could do more than cope until recently. Rachel, fantastic. And so then in the past, did you use anxiety as your coping mechanism, as your cop-out? Brad, good book by Ariane Huffington Tue, Thrive. Oh, I have never seen that, Brad. I'll look into that. Liz saying hello to everybody. Fantastic. So if we don't acknowledge why we're feeling what we're feeling, and then we just call it anxiety or I'm feeling anxious, would you all agree that's sort of a cop-out? That we're using a label to explain and justify the way that we're feeling and to rationalize our physical output, our emotional, our mental, and maybe our misbeliefs, rather than saying, oh, this is why I feel. So could you see how that could be a coping mechanism and be a cop-out? Can you see that? Can you see that now? Kim, do you see that? Sunshine, generalization. Yeah, just generalizing. I feel anxiety. Well, why? Why are you feeling poorly? Why are you feeling? Yes, Kim, it is similar to avoidance. It's not recognizing and really not honoring, not taking the time, not taking sometimes the pain, because it hurts to recognize. It's difficult to recognize if we weren't taught the tools that we need to understand what it is that we're actually feeling. So do we all now agree that yes, we use anxiety as a coping mechanism? Because my next question is, what are we? Liz, labels, jars, not people. Yeah, label jars, not people. Label jars, not emotions. Label jars, not thoughts. Label jars, not life. Kim says yes, definitely. Fantastic. So then let me ask the question, and this is where I think we're going to spend a lot of our time together. What are we avoiding? What are the fears that so anxiety, I think we all know. Do we all know? Anxiety is expressions of fears that we're not acknowledging. Anxiety is expressions that show up in the 4 bodies. It's going to show up in your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, and your egoic body. So all 4 bodies are going to show up when you have anxiety. So physically, we might have tension. Everybody, put it in the window because I'd like to know. Andrea's already getting to what the fear is. Exactly. Fear of failure is one of them. Fear of failure. So physical expressions. Do you want to talk about the physical expressions? How is your body physically feeling? How is it physically feeling? The last body, Virginia, is the egoic body. This is also called your spiritual body. It's where we hold our beliefs. Our thoughts are formed by our beliefs. And a lot of the work with Mattain and with myself is about recognizing what our misbeliefs are and our beliefs are, so we can turn around and have the thoughts that we want to have, the thoughts that align, because our thoughts are going to actually reflect the beliefs that we have. And we have misbeliefs about the truth of who we are, then our thoughts are going to be distorted. So we have our physical body, our emotional body, our mental body, and our egoic body. So what is it that our physical body feels like? What is it that has, Kim, avoidance, a place, a call to my divorce attorney that I have put off. Perfect. So your physical body is going to avoid things. It's not going to do things that are actually maybe in our best interest. What else does our physical expressions feel like when we have anxiety? What do you feel like when you have anxiety? Like I'm going to have a seizure, intense fear. Rachel, fantastic. Intense fear, feels like I can have a seizure. Tension on my left side. Lynn, very interesting on your left side. Have less energy. So sunshine, it's depleting your energy. Ava, tightness in the chest. Andrea, sleeplessness. Laura, lower abdomen turns to mush. Fantastic. Kim, my mind goes blank. So what I want to pull to everybody's collective attention is, if you can start to see the signs of anxiety and you start to recognize, oh, this is what anxiety feels like to me. These are my physical expressions. And the more we become aware and we play together with anxiety, the more you could see it before. That you might say, ooh, it starts with a tingle in my ear, my right ear. Or, ooh, it starts with a tightening in my throat. Ooh, my head might start to get warm and tingly. Ooh, my jaw might start. So we figure out, Tammy, racing heart. So if you could start, so the trick is, when we break down the 4 bodies, if we can start to become aware of the signals from our bodies earlier and earlier, our body doesn't have to go into that seizure level for us to start seeing it. We can start seeing it earlier and earlier. Okay, so now we're going to the emotional body. So anxiety is repressed fear. It's repressed fear, but we still feel emotions for our emotional body when we feel anxious. What is it that you're feeling? What is it that you're feeling? What is it that you're feeling when you are anxious? What are the emotional expressions? Laura, dread. Oh, just dread. Just like this feeling of like, I just don't want to. And I did not mention, Laura, thank you for that. That anxiety is actually of the future. It's unacknowledged fears of the future. It's not of the past. The past we carry guilt and shame. And judgment. It's of the future, of what we cannot control. So nervous energy. So nerves. Virginia recognizing that it's nervous, which is unknown. Rachel, panic. And we've talked about this in a different live stream, Inspiration, Rachel, where panic is anxiety on steroids. Panic now means my mind is not processing. So at least with anxiety, I have obsessive thoughts, blue, and we're going to talk about our mental body next. With panic, this isn't working. We're just so overwhelmed that we're not even able to function. So when we don't acknowledge our fear, it becomes anxiety. Don't acknowledge your anxiety, it becomes panic. So together, do you know what we're doing? Together, what we're doing is we're deconstructing the key lime pie. We are breaking out, what does the physical symptoms look like? What do the emotional symptoms look like? What do the mental thoughts look like? What do the egoic beliefs look like? So we can start to catch it earlier and earlier. Does that feel good? Does that line up? Does everybody know what we're doing? Does everybody have clarity in what we're doing right now? Is it clear? I see the hearts going. Fantastic. Hopelessness. Andrea, love it. Hopelessness, which is really an egoic belief of being hopeless. It's not having a belief in a connection with something higher. So hopelessness is an emotion, but it's also really feeling like there's just no hope. I just can't do this. I just can't survive. Fantastic. JG, interesting. Freezing. It's the blood isn't moving. You're just whatever. And really, it's just no energy and just freezing. Interesting. Love it. Or your emotional body is feeling freezing, which is just actually suppressing how you feel. Is that what it is, JG? Tell me more about that freezing. Oh God, Brad, existential malaise, which is just being sad, just really external to you. Is that what you're saying? Brad, you always put in these really nice phrases where I'm like, okay, what are you saying? Is it a sadness that's external to you, that you're feeling like really like dissociated from that sort of sadness? Is that what you're saying? Talk to me about that, Brad. Kim, fear, and then we're going to break down what the fears are. Andrea started us with it with fear of failure, loss of self-confidence. So it's, again, I think that's more on the egoic body of just feeling like not aligned with our worthiness. And I just don't feel confident what I have to do. Jules says panic as well. Beautiful. Jessie, we can choose to empower ourselves over fear and choose faith. However, fear trumps our faith. Push through the fear and do it anyway. Fantastic, Jessie. And we will power up, and we're going to be empowered and build the muscles to allow us to recognize anxiety from the get-go. Boom. This is what anxiety does. And start to say, how do we build the muscle? How do we build the muscle? And we will be using our egoic muscle. So we're going to ask questions about your egoic beliefs. Brad, it's a combo of dread and despair. Don't feel it as much anymore, thankfully, but a result of consistent anxiety, reptilian brain. Fantastic. So a combo of dread and despair. So dread and despair. Just feeling, I think I'm going to use that word that was used by Andrea, of hopelessness. Just extreme hopelessness. This feeling of not being capable. Is that fair, everybody? It's just feeling incapable, like I cannot survive. That's sort of the instinct that you're talking about, Brad, is that this is non-survival, that I'm overwhelmed. I see even someone said overwhelmed. Liz is saying feeling overwhelmed. So overwhelmed emotionally, and so overwhelmed physically, and so overwhelmed mentally that I'm not even able to survive. I'm not able to act and do. I can't function. I can't be. And so it's just really paralyzing. Okay, fantastic. Feeling stress and nervous, says Liz. Fantastic. Sunshine, it feels out of control. Those are some of the egoic. So it's funny because until we really define what the egoic body feels like, we'll call them emotions, some of the misbeliefs that we're having. But feeling out of control is an egoic misbelief, because ultimately where we want to be is free, worthy, and love, happiness, bliss, and joy. Any of those three. We're gonna play with it together. We're gonna play with it, but I'm gonna give you, we'll play with it. Okay, JG, shut down and not able to move forward. Fantastic. And that sounds a bit like panic. So that anxiety is moving on to panic. Beautiful. JG, Kim says, me too. Joshua, meditate on the quality of your thoughts. Positive thoughts create positive state. Joshua, that is exactly where we're going to go to. But it's about alignment of the four bodies. So right now our four bodies are talking to us in overwhelming ways. The physical body is hurting. The physical body is in pain. It's giving us these expressions and these signals to say that something is off. Our emotional body is also overwhelmed, and we're not acknowledging our fear, and that's why anxiety is just blowing up. Our thoughts might be also obsessed and obsessive and not controlled, and we have a lot of misbeliefs about life, that we're hopeless, that we're out of control, that we're not worthy. So yes, we can focus our thoughts, and that's what we're going to do together, but it's also alignment of the four bodies. And if we don't recognize the misbeliefs that we're holding about life and really lean on our egoic beliefs, that we're going to take a lot of effort to shift those thoughts. So what I want to do together, Joshua, is to make it easy, effortless. And we make it effortless by, when everything is entangled and clumped you can't see truth. You can't see, what is it, the forest from the leaves is what they say. But when we detangle it and deconstruct the key lime pie and see the physical symptoms as what they are, signals, and we see the emotional as expressions of emotion guiding me to my desires, and we see our thoughts as a translator for my physical body and my emotional body and my misbeliefs. And so don't go at the thoughts, actually go at what are the misbeliefs. And like, I see, I feel hopeless in life. Why do I feel hopeless in life? I feel so disconnected. I feel so unprepared. I feel so incapable. And then we lean on what your spiritual and egoic beliefs are to pump up that muscle. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's what we're going to do together. That's what today is all about. Doesn't that feel delicious? Doesn't it feel great? Because what we want to do is we don't want to effort and affirm and push and not really getting to what the root causes. We don't want to fix the after effects without going to the root cause, because we'll still have, I don't know why water leakage is on my mind. Maybe because I have to sand and paint the outside of my house. But if the paint isn't on, then water is going to come through and damage. So what do I have to do? I have to recognize, I don't know if that was a good analogy, but you have to cover the paint. So we don't want to fix the water damage. I don't know. That was a terrible analogy. Rewind and delete, unless you liked it and you knew where I was going with it. Okay. I talked about Brad saying compound dread. I was going somewhere with it. I think you all know where I'm going to. We want to go to the root cause. Where is the water coming from? And how do we fix that? That's what the point I'm coming to. And it's about the 4 bodies. It's not about one. We pick on the one. It's not about the one. It's about the 4 bodies and them working and dancing together. And what we want to do is get them in alignment. And with anxiety, all 4 bodies are expressing. So it really depends on you, beautiful face that's moving along the bottom. It depends on you, which of your body and which of your muscle needs the strengthening. And that's what today we're going to identify together. Is it your emotional body that you're not willing to acknowledge how you feel? Is it your egoic body where you're not willing to, where you don't have and lean on your spiritual beliefs because whatever? Is it your mind that you have a lot of limiting thoughts, or is it that your physical life and what's going on? Joshua, yes, the 4 bodies, the physical body. It's a physical body. It's our physical body, and it's our physical being, who we are. Our emotional body. This is our emotional, where we feel our emotions, our happiness, our love, our bliss, our sadness, our anger. Everything is coming from our emotional body. Our mental body, our minds. Our mental body is where our thoughts are. Our minds are processing for all the other bodies. So sometimes we think they're overactive, our mind, but it's not our mind that's overactive. We're just not recognizing it's speaking for the other bodies. So what we need to do is recognize, I have a bunch of different voices that my mind is speaking for, and then you start to honor the mind. And then your egoic body could also be called your spiritual body, and this is the body that's connected to higher. What are we here for? I am purpose. I am worthy, I am free, I am love, I am happiness. This body here is one that connects us to world, to life, to universe, to God, to inner being, to vibration, whatever it is that you feel. I don't teach spiritual beliefs, but I amplify them. And ultimately, I see them all as synonymous. Rochelle, how do you honor the mind? You honor the mind by recognizing the 4 bodies are expressing. And you recognize that this is a powerful tool. Actually, let me ask the question. Does everybody know that you are a powerful tool? Does everybody know that you are a powerful tool? Joshua, so I could go to the universe, so it can go in reverse, right? We can change our mental state through exercise, yoga, etc. Joshua, yes, all 4 bodies play together. And yoga is actually the silencing of the mind through egoic and spiritual beliefs. Yoga is just not physical. Yoga is actually, a lot of my spiritual beliefs and understanding came from yoga, because yoga is not physical. Yoga is all four bodies. Yoga is pranayama, which is breath, and yoga is being present and honoring the mind, not even silencing the mind, but honoring the mind and recognizing that it's tool, and it's leaning into egoic beliefs and energy and spirituality. So yoga is a fantastic way to ultimately to connect and to build your everything. All four of your bodies. Can everybody tell that I love yoga? But not just yoga, any form of exercise or physical activity that allows you to be present. Any physical activity. This physical activity. Now, how many people are getting present by this conversation? How many are present with your body as we talk about what does the body feel like and what does the mind feel like and you're starting to get present with your body. So any activity, Jack says yes, any activity that allows you to get present is powerful. Eating. One of my coaching clients says, Manal, why do you always talk about food? I'm like, I don't know, I just love food. But eating. If you can eat with presence and truly enjoy the sensations. I went to Bar Taco on Saturday, and one of the tacos was wrapped in lettuce and it had tuna and it had this beautiful soy sauce. It was just delicious. I could still feel like those sensations of taste on my tongue. I was so present for it. I ate it too quickly, but I was very present for eating it quickly. So any activity that allows you to be present honors the mind. Good. You guys are going around. You guys are taking us fast today. Brad, absolutely. God force is within us, and subconscious mind can do anything we direct it to, even heal the physical body. Brad, fantastic. So what I want to do and what I'm inspired to do is to take it beyond our subconscious. What I want us to do is become aware of our egoic beliefs. What are our beliefs? What are the beliefs that we are leaning on that ultimately allows that anxiety to not be anxiety, but awareness of how I'm feeling? Awareness of the fear, awareness of my disconnection or my fear of my mortality, my fear. So I'm going ahead of myself, okay? So let me say, Jack, yes, I learned that yoga was originally intended to get the body ready for meditation. So the meditator is less distracted by the body's aches and pains. Yes. Joshua, yes, this is wonderful. Joshua, the universe is commented to us and there is connected to us and there's nothing to feel. Yes, and Joshua, my teachings are we don't want to intellectualize anything. We want to get to it through feeling, because it's not enough to know it. It's everything to feel it. And together, that's what we do. We feel it by getting to truth. And everybody has their own unique truth. Everybody has their own unique truth. So what I am inspired to do is to allow us all to attain our authentic expression of who we are. That's what Mattain is. You put the M in front of the word attainment, because Manal means attainment in Arabic. So I put an M in front of attain, and my inspiration, my mission in life is for us all to express ourselves authentically, for us to know who we are. And who we are is connected to why we're here. And I will say it in every language, whichever way that you want to say it. And we'll get to it. Oh my God, you guys, we're going so fast today. If you need to slow me down. Okay, so let's get to the mind. We did the physical body, we did the emotional body. Let's talk about the mind. When we're feeling anxious and anxiety, what does the mind feel like? What is the mind doing? Looping, obsessed, uncontrolled, overthinking. Nilo, fantastic. Overthinking. Brad, F and F. I don't know what it means. Fight and flight. Exactly. Fight, flight, and fright. And frozen. Fight, flight, and frozen. Fantastic, Brad. Fantastic. Laura, racing and beating me up. Great. Is our minds our friend? Let me ask you that question. Liz, my mom is 93 years and she does yoga classes 4 times a week. She's been doing yoga since 1968. As a result, she has a great connection to her body, mind, and soul. Liz, that's so inspiring. That is so inspiring. I want to take myself forward and see myself in that same, someone saying that about me feeling that about me. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, so let's ask the question. Is your mind your friend? Is your mind your friend? This is when I usually play Jeopardy music. Laura says sometimes. Lynn says no. Come on. Is your mind your friend? Is your mind your friend? Joshua, the ego is not your friend. Joshua, in my teachings, the ego is your friend. In my teachings. And I will get you to come over and I'm sure that you'll do it. But in mine, your ego is your friend. A fighting ego is not your friend. A protective ego is not your friend, but the ego has reasons for its existence. And the ego, the egoic body, which I purposefully call it the egoic body rather than the spiritual body, is because the ego has a purpose. And if we feel like parts of our body is not our friend, then there's in there this self-sabotage or internal fight between ourselves. The ego is just beautiful. The ego has such a bad rap, because we are protecting the expressions of our other bodies. We're protecting our emotions, we're protecting our ego, we're protecting our minds, we're protecting our expectations, our judgments, we're protecting ourselves. And so the ego comes out and becomes overtly arrogant or sensitive or hides or has all of these different characteristics that we have of people. But for me, when the ego has no resistance, and ultimately the things that we're talking about right now is what I call resistance. So in the physical body, when we talked about all these physical expressions, that's what I call resistance. The emotional body, we talked about it, that's called resistance. The mental body, this is called resistance. The egoic body, this is called resistance. A resistant ego is not your friend. No, it doesn't feel good. But an aligned ego, an ego that's connected to spirit, an ego that's connected to my truth, an ego that's aligned with my body, feels amazing. 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 Okay. We'll keep going into it. Brad, there's a saying, your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded. But once you're mastered, no one can help you as much. Fantastic. So Brad, what you're saying is what we want to develop is a focused mind. And what I would offer is a focused mind comes from an aligned body. So a focused mind comes from an emotional body that you honor. You take care of your heart. You love your heart. You love your emotions. You recognize they're here for something. You love your physical journey. You love your physical body. You recognize that this is the vessel that is serving you in this physical journey. You love your egoic body. You love your ego. You love your connection to more. And when you love all the elements that make you, this mind can only be powerful. And that's what we will continue to do together. And who's in? Who is in? Who is in? JG says, depends on the moment. Brad, answer is yes for him. Fantastic. About whether or not what you think about your heart. And I get those are in. I get a lot of people are in. Lion Hardest, it has the possibility to be. Fantastic. So Lion Hardest, I'd like that you have hope for it. And we will make it be. Liz, when I visit her, we do yoga together. Liz, that's beautiful. I love your mama and I love you. Brad, it's the enemy. Change my mind. Wait a second. What's the enemy, Brad? Did you just change your mind? Oh my God, this is so much fun, this play. Joshua, a destructive thought process built from trauma, but the mind is a tool you have practice better thoughts. Thoughts create physical state. Okay, Joshua, you're so deep on me today. Yes, our beliefs. Okay, so I'm going to go above thoughts. Above our thoughts are beliefs. So what forms our thoughts? Our beliefs. Can everybody say that they're with me on that? Can everybody recognize that we think it's our thoughts, but what forms our thoughts are our beliefs? And that's our egoic body. This is what I call our egoic body. So let's go a step up. So in my teachings, I focus on having another body, and this body is connected to our thoughts. So Joshua's laughing, Lynn says yes, and Laura says yes, and Jack is saying Brad just woke up. The ego, that's why I'm here. If I had things figured out, I'd not be. Laugh out loud. Oh my God, you guys, you're so funny. You guys are taking me on a trip today. Woohoo! Hold back. Tell me if I'm going too fast, but it's all of you that's taking me where I am. Oh my God, this is cracking me up. So this is really, really easy. And Jack just woke up. Jack just woke up and we're only 33 minutes and 13 seconds in. So our beliefs form our thoughts. Our thoughts form our emotions. Our emotions and thoughts and beliefs form how we physically are acting and how we show up in life. So we're connected. Our four bodies are fully connected. Who recognizes our four bodies are connected? Who recognizes four bodies are connected? And this all has to do with anxiety, because anxiety is when all four bodies are screaming, turn me off. I am done. Life is hopeless. I'm overwhelmed. I'm done with this. Fill in the blanks. Brad says me. Fantastic. Fantastic. Liz, when it is aligned with who we are, authentically are. Yes, 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 yes. Which is what we want to do, is find the alignment with our authentic selves. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. That's what Mattain is. That's what Mattain is. Justine, repeat four bodies again, please. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to do it till we all got it. Egoic body, beliefs. And ultimately, are you guys ready to go to the next step? Those that have been following for a long time know, okay? So all the followers, speak up, speak up. But the egoic body, when you're fully connected with truth, the egoic body says, I am. I am. I am. This is where trust is in the egoic body. Trust in yourself. Trust in your journey, trust with the connection with bigger. This is trust. And ultimately with anxiety, you've lost trust. You've lost all hope. Like, what are we doing in this life? We can't even cross the street. Can't even do our homework. We can't even work our jobs. We can't even pay our bills. When we are feeling anxious and then panic, we can't do anything. But when we're aligned with I am, with beauty, with purpose, with spiritual truth, everything is easy. It's just, I am. I am. I am. And we don't have to identify with, whoa, the first one that's coming to me is gender, with skin color, with hair, with physical body size, with where I came from, with what I am and what I do. I'm just worthy for being me. Who's ready to be worthy for just being themselves? Who's ready for that? And I'm going to pause for this one because I want to see the hearts, every single person heart. Lynn says yes. Oh my goodness, who was ready to cry? Who has a moment of wanting to cry? Laura says me. For everybody that's new today, because there's a lot of new people, we have to cry on every live. It just happens. It's not an intention, it just happens. Who feels overwhelming desire to cry? Andrea says me. Fantastic, the heart says yes. The hearts say yes. Who wants to just be worthy for just being you? Not doing what other people expect you to do. Not doing what your parents want you to do, your children want you to do, your friends want you to do, your boss wants you to do, your employees want you to do, your partner, your spouse, your whatever wants you to do, but you're worthy just for being you, for showing up in whatever form that you show up in today. Whatever form I show up in, it's enough. It's enough. Andrea, am I the only oldie here? I see other faces. Andrea, I do see other faces. Laura, Tammy says, give me hearts. Ren, I've cried most of the day today. I don't think I have any tears left. Ren, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. Jesse, Manal, you're in the I am Bermuda Triangle today. Jesse, I don't know where I am today. Lynn, I've not been able to cry for a long time. Then Lynn, what's keeping you from crying? What's keeping you from crying? Laura says, yes. Jack, I like this. Ego approaches God as a child. Every inhale, a new life. Every exhale, a new death. Think what I meant by Brad just woke up because the moment of wait, I was caught up, but now I am paying attention, is so healthy and beautiful and refreshing and full of hope. Beautiful, Jack. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh my goodness. Brad calls it metacognition. And you know what? I'm learning every day. And guess what? I'm going to keep learning every day until the day I die. I will not stop learning because guess what? We never truly get it until we're gone. Who believes that? Who believes that tomorrow you're going to wake up getting it? Who believes that? Lynn, I don't know. Just don't feel it. It's not coming. Okay, Lynn, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Jack, haha, yeah. I was going to say, Brad, spoiler, it doesn't get figured out. Yes, it doesn't get figured out. It doesn't get figured out. So, Laura, yes, we get moments of getting it. Oh my goodness, the moments of getting it feel amazing. The moments of getting it feel like truth and alignment and purpose. What does getting it feel like? What does it feel like? Everybody put in the window. What does it feel like? Joshua, how do we modify our engraved belief systems? Joshua, this is what we do all the time. This is what we do. Jesse, I like this one to ponder on. I am, therefore I am. Very freeing not to get it. Yes, yes, yes. Cheryl, one at a time forever. One at a time forever. Beautiful. Brad, it feels like flow. Feels like flow. It feels like, come on everybody, play with me. It feels like creativity. Feels like inspiration. Laura, being surrounded by a soft cloud. Oh my gosh, I can see that. I love the clouds and the blue sky, and you just feels hugged, feels connected. It feels warm. Lolita, it feels like relief. Relief. And Lolita, that's relief from the resistance you're carrying. So there's a clue to you that relief feels like this letting go of this unnecessary. I'm contradicting myself here, but play with me all, of unnecessary resistance. But resistance isn't unnecessary. Resistance points us to truth. Resistance is a gift. Another one of my teachings. Resistance is a gift. We are lucky. We are lucky to have resistance because resistance shows us what's unwanted, and then it allows us to understand what is wanted. Because if you know what's unwanted, then you know what's wanted. So when you use resistance as a gift, boom, you muscle your way into creating and curating the life that you desire. So Lolita, that relief is beautiful. Cheryl, it feels like one day. What do you mean, Cheryl? It feels like one day. Tell me what it feels like. Tell me more about that. Andrea, harmonious concerto. Oh my goodness, it feels like a symphony orchestra. It feels like everything is playing together. It feels like alignment and beauty and play and celebration and music and dance. Beautiful, Andrea, beautiful. Laura, agreeing with Lolita. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it feels amazing to be aligned. Feels amazing. So what we're going to do together is we finished about the mental. Did we finish our mental body? And that we recognize that our mental body isn't always our friend. Do you like how we go away and then I pull us back? Sometimes I have trouble pulling us back. I'm like, where were we now? Okay, so our mental body, what we're going to do together is learn how for the mental body to be our friend, for us to honor our mental body. And the first step of honoring our mental body is one, create an intention. Create an intention. Who wants to create an intention to honor their bodies, their emotional bodies? So your 4 bodies. Your physical, emotional, mental, and egoic. Who wants to create that intention? Who wants to create that intention? Joshua, truth and pain and resistance. Beautiful, Joshua, keeping me on my toes. Jack, I like the description of experience as having no head, in the sense that the experience replaces our ego. Jack, yes, human experience is pleasure. It's joy. We are so fortunate to be here, to be human, to be on this physical journey. What we have done is allowed lack of understanding to amplify the expressions of our bodies. And then that creates a lot of noise, and then we're unhappy. Okay, that's right, really simple, right? That's what anxiety is. Anxiety is the external world is coming in, it's so loud. And then I can't hear my inside. I can't hear truth. And then my four bodies just start amplifying and projecting and making and because they're not processing. And then we say life sucks. No, we just need to turn off the noise by going in and connecting to truth. Connecting to truth. I know I oversimplified it, but this is the truth. So it's the external world's noise that makes our bodies feel hopeless, anxious, pain, resistance. And the beauty and the truth and the ease and the flow and the clouds are inside of us. Who believes what I'm saying? Who knows what I'm saying is true? Who knows these are truths? Who knows these are truths? Who knows? I see the hearts going. Jack, amen. I can't help but think of that song, Feel the Rain on Your Skin. No one else can feel it for you. Oh my God, I love it. So Justine, okay, everybody knows these are the truths. So what together, the skill sets we're going to learn together, I did a heart. It was just instinctively. The skill sets we're going to learn together is how to turn off the noise of the external world and calibrate to our internal truth. So let's go to the egoic body. Okay, let's go to our egoic body. So what are the truths? What are the beliefs that we're going to lean on? What are the truths and the beliefs about life? Okay, I'm going to start. Okay. I am my purpose. I am my purpose. Does everybody believe and know that you are your purpose, that you don't need to look for anything, that you just are? Who knows this truth? Who knows the truth that you are your purpose? Who knows this truth? Andrea, I was only kidding, Liz. I meant oldie as being in the group for a long time, but age-wise. Oh, good. I got you, Andrea. I had you back then. Okay, so who knows the truths? What are the truths? What are the egoic truths that we live on? Who knows what the truths are? That's what my question is right now. Who knows what the truths are? What do you believe in? Do you believe in God? Do you believe in the universe? Do you believe in law of attraction, vibration, higher being, inner being, higher power? What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Because when we can really strongly create a strong foundation for your egoic body, strong foundation, then when these bodies are struggling, we go back to this one and we reinforce truth. So what are your beliefs? Andrea says all of those. Beautiful. Jack, I'm gonna cry laugh. I believe I'm a speck on a bit of dust suspended in a sunbeam. Oh my God, I love that. Okay, I'm gonna visualize it and I just love it. I believe I'm a speck on a bit of dust in a sunbeam. I love it. So I'm gonna say what that means to me, Jack. You are nothing and you are everything. You are. You are insignificant, but you're significant because that sunbeam is light and light is infinite. That you recognize that you don't take life personally because you're a speck on a little bit of dust, but you're suspended in a sunbeam, and sun is infinite and continuous. Light never ends. Light never ends. So you're never ending, you're infinite, you're insignificantly significant and significantly insignificant, which means I am eternal and I will not come, I will not, it's just beauty. It's just beautiful. Jack, I love it. I love it. Laura, by the way, I am my purpose. You don't mean that the purpose is outside artist. My purpose is I am. Laura, yes. 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 We spend so much time looking for our purpose. What's my purpose? I can't tell you how much of my life. What is my purpose? What is my purpose? What? And doubted myself. And now I know. Manal, you doubted? You doubted? I am my purpose. We are here as, I'm going to use Jack, as a speck on a bit of dust suspended in sunbeam. And my purpose is just, I am. To be part of that infinite story. Because that speck of dust, that speck on the dust needs to be there for the dust to be. And that sunbeam is the higher being, the higher purpose. So we are here, again, integrated as one and meaningless but meaningful. So meaningful and meaningless. So we are purpose by being here, by being you are. So yes, 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 yes. Andrea, in the sunlight. Yes, in the sunlight. In the sunlight. In the sunlight. Okay, what else does everybody believe? What else does everybody believe? Okay, I'm going to say some other beliefs. We are all worthy. So what are the fears? Let's play the other game. Okay, let's play the other game. When we talk about our anxiety, what are the fears that you have? What are the fears that you have when we talk about your anxiety? We started to get it. Andrea said fear of failure, right? Andrea, you said that earlier, fear of failure. And then did we get any other fears that I don't remember? What are the fears that we have? So now we're going back. We keep playing between the two sides. We keep going back to alignment, and then we go back to what today's topic is, anxiety, because we're going to talk about what we feel. So Laura, not worthy, not worthy, not worthy, not worthy. Jack, Carl Sagan said something like that in Cosmos about the sunbeam, but I believe it. Me too, Jack. It's so beautiful. Brad, spiders. You're scared of spiders. I love it. I love it. So, Brad, what is it about spiders that you're scared of? What is it about spiders that scare you? I'm sort of scared of cockroaches. And so I'm thankful for me. I get to call my son, and we don't like killing anything. So we'll like do these sophisticated ways of like capturing it and getting outside. But for me, I think it makes me feel out of control. Like I just feel like so scared, like this small little thing, and I feel so out of control and so vulnerable in a bad way. So exposed. So what are you scared about, Brad? Disgusting and gross. Let's change topics. I use grenades. Oh God. Laura, okay, can't live up to expectations. Laura, whose expectations? Because you had a live on expectations, and expectations are actually really positive. It's about a belief in the future. Expectations are simply a belief in the future. So if you can't live up to expectations, whose expectations? Perhaps what you're living is not your expectations, and either change. There's a few ways you could do it. Don't use the word. Recognize that you're living to other people's expectations, or you could recognize, oh, expectations is simply belief in the future, and I'm going to reorient my beliefs in the future to feel good. So Laura, tell me about that, how that feels. Whose expectations? Keith, I think that's Keith. Fear of change. The universe is showing me everything I want in front of me if I just change a few things. Okay, so I'm going to say something. Is that Keith? I think it's Keith. One of the only constants in life, the only things that we can know for sure and true in life is that everything changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. Nothing is constant. Ever. So do you recognize that and agree? And if you agree, and you said the universe is showing me everything that I want in front of me if I could just change a few things. So that's not the fear of change then. It's maybe more of an unworthiness than the more I read about it, that because I just change a few things. So it's basically there's a judgment on yourself as not being good enough. Explore this with me, because what we know is world is going to change. Life is going to happen. Death is going to happen. Fear of change. So, but in there, you have more of a judgment on yourself. So work with me on that one. It's Andrea, I can't stand cockroaches. They jump here. Oh my God. Andrea, in Egypt, they fly. I can tell you some more crazy moments of flying roaches. Oh my God. But that takes me somewhere that Brad said, let's not talk about spiders. Okay. Let's see. Jack. Bugs are way too fast. How can they move other legs so fast? I can't possibly track all those legs at once. It's so funny how we sidetrack. Okay, Laura, someone else's. So Laura, do you want to adopt? Laura, I love it now. Failure to live to someone else's expectations has trained me to try not to. Fantastic. So Laura, is there something bigger that you want to shift then? That's such an amazing awareness. Amazing awareness. Brad, thank you for the donation. Blushing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So Laura and everybody who's living up to expectations that do not, who feel fearful and anxious and unhappy and resistant to expectations. Let's have a sidetrack conversation on expectations because it came up. Fear of embarrassment. Ren, fear of embarrassment. Yes, I don't like being embarrassed. Brad says, stop it. Laura, me? Okay, fantastic. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Coach grenades, Brad. Oh my God, you guys we're really tangenting here. So who lives up to expectations of somebody else? Who doesn't like expectations? Who feels like expectations puts weight on their life? It's my question to the world. Talk to me. Ren says yes. Keep living up to my own expectations, knowing capable of so much more. Okay, so there's a judgment there. Lolita, love it, not anymore. I don't live to expectations on my own. Andrea, fantastic. So, okay, Keith, this is beautiful. So what I want you to become aware of is it's not your expectations that you're resistance to. There's a judgment on your capability, that you're capable of so much more, but implicit in there is, I'm not producing, so I'm not worthy. There's a worthiness. There is a worthiness in there. So now when you realize it's worthiness, yes, self-judgment, feeling stuck, fantastic. So no stuck. Again, when we're talking about thoughts and beliefs and emotions and bodies, and we're saying we want to get to the root cause. You weren't at the root cause. So you were spinning around thinking it was expectations, but actually the root cause is self-judgment. So that's what we do together in Mattain. We can look for root cause of everything. Because if you can get to the root cause, here's the root cause. I thought it was X, but it's actually Y. Then we know where to focus our muscles on strengthening. So if we think it's our thoughts, but actually the root cause are our beliefs, we've spent a lot of effort trying to affirm positive thoughts when it was actually useless, because it's actually my misbeliefs that are keeping my thoughts from being aligned with how I want to feel. So what we want to do together is get to the root cause of everything. And that's what we do here. We get to the root cause, right? Who wants to get to the root cause? Who wants to turn around and keep painting? It's a bad analogy again. I keep using a bad analogy. I was going back to the painting my house, but I have to keep the root cause is the sun doing damage to my paint. And so I have to paint more often so I don't get water damage. There's the root cause. The root cause is the sun. And it's not the water damage. It's ensuring that I'm keeping a safe barrier. It's still a really bad analogy, guys. Forgive me for coming up with such a bad analogy because paint and roofs and ceiling and walls are on my mind. Thank you, Keith says good analogy. Okay, thank you. But we want to get to the root cause. It's just not coming as clean as usually my analogies I like them to do. Okay, so keep judgment as a secondary emotion or cause you mean. I mean that we think it's expectation, but it's actually self-judgment and then really is not feeling worthy. So, okay, so let's go. The unconditional 3. This is Mattain again. What we're here to is attain 3 things. Unconditional freedom, unconditional happiness, and unconditional liberty, freedom. All the fears that we talk about come back to these 3. So when we talk about fear of failure, that's about feeling not good enough. That's the fear of, what did I just say? It's liberty, feeling free. It's unconditional love and unconditional worthiness. So if we feel fear of failure, we don't feel worthy. We feel unworthy. And so we're fearful of not feeling worthy. But we ultimately are. We are. Just like we're purpose and we're that speck of dust, an array of sunbeam, we are all worthy. We are all worthy. We are conditioned to believe we are not. I'm going to say it again. We're conditioned to believe we're not worthy. We're conditioned to believe we're not free. We are conditioned to believe that we are not lovable, that we cannot find love, happiness, peace, and joy. We're conditioned to believe that. And all of us have a different level of conditioning because we have unique life experiences. And what we're here for on this life's journey is to grow more and more and more to what Andrea is calling unconditional love, unconditional worthiness, and unconditional freedom. And all of our fears help us to identify these that we're trying to calibrate to. So how does that feel? How does that feel? So now we're coming back to anxiety. It's our four bodies speaking really loudly. And sometimes it might be our thoughts speaking more loudly than our emotions. Sometimes it's our physical sensations. Sometimes these thoughts actually go into panic and we're frozen. Sometimes we feel really bad. And so now we want to start to recognize, how do we break away from it? How do we break away from it? So first of all is a recognition of, oh, it's my four bodies speaking. It's my four bodies expressing. And I'm going to honor the expressions of my four bodies. Who can create the intention today? I think I asked earlier, who wants to create the intention to create a good relationship with your four bodies? Who wants to create the intention to honor the expressions of your four bodies? And who knows what that means? Who knows what that means? Who wants to create the intention to honor the expressions of your four bodies? Jeopardy music comes in now. Who wants to honor the expressions of your four bodies? Laura says, I do. Fantastic. And Laura, do you? Or I do want to, but do you? Andrea says yes. So do you, and do you? I do want to, and do you? I'm starting to see the hearts coming through. So I do, and I do want to. Fantastic. I do, and I do want to. Brad says, I will. Fantastic. I will. Laura, I do want to. Okay, fantastic. So fantastic. So who knows what's involved in honoring the expressions of your four bodies? Like what's standing in the way? I see all the hearts, so I see buy-in for it. What's standing in your way of buying into honoring the expressions of your four bodies? What's standing in the way? What's standing in the way? Jen, fantastic. Resistance. Andrea, myself, fantastic. That's the same answer. Jen says resistance and Andrea says myself, which are basically the same. Perfect. So what is this resistance? So I'm going to say to you guys, oh, honor how you feel. I know that's easier said than done. Laura, okay, I don't know how to. Beautiful, Laura. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh my God, this is the perfect time. Laura, you opened the door. This is the perfect time. Okay, I want everybody to take a deep breath in and release. And I want you to connect with any part of your body. You can choose a body that you judge. It could be your mind. It could be your emotions. It could be any part of your body, your physical body. I don't know why I say my thighs. I'm sorry, thighs. I love you. I'm sorry. We're supposed to be meditating and I'm joking. Okay, everybody, love me. Love me. Okay, so feel into your bodies. And don't overindulge. Okay, so look, I'm making a joke and I'm actually purposeful about it because I don't want you to overindulge. I want you to be aware in a curious way. In a way that you're looking at maybe someone that you love, pointing out and sharing something that you didn't know about them. So if you have to sort of see yourself as a third person observer, go for it. Because what we want to do is just create an open curious, and loving, compassionate openness to exploring all four of your bodies. So zero in. If your ego, you know who you are, that is trashing on your ego. Your mind, your emotional body, your physical body, or something physical. Now I want you to see that resistance. I like to use all five senses. I like to talk about seeing it and smelling it, hearing it and tasting it and touching it. I like to invoke all five senses, and sometimes sixth sense, because we also have a sixth sense. So I like to sort of use all of the senses that we were blessed with to explore. If any of you have heard my stuff before, you know I'm going into my jaw. It seems where I carry a lot of resistance when I'm on these calls, on the lives and on recordings. And when I feel into this resistance, I go into my physical body and I can feel tightness. It's really tight. So my jaw, right here in particular. Your eyes should be closed so you can't see what I'm touching, but it's okay. So I can feel physical resistance. Then I'm going to ask you to now look, after you've sort of played with and tasted and explored the physical, go to your emotional body and ask what that feels like. For me, it feels like probably fear. It's always the same thing, but I'm still taking my time to explore and taste it. It's like I'm going to my mind and my egoic body too. I'm jumping. It's just this desire for like being perfect and connecting and judging myself and wanting to have an amazing life with you all and connection and I'm just carrying it here in my jaw. So everybody feel into your resistance. And then when you feel into your resistance and you can see that for me it's this desire to be perfect, this desire to do well. And then I could see, oh, this is about my worthiness. Feeling maybe incapable or feeling unworthy or feeling judgmental on myself. And then I recognize, oh, this is just a desire for me to be good, to be right, to be heard, to be seen, to be understood. Fantastic. And then at this point, you just recognize, oh my God, this is life. This is my human journey. This is just really a gift that this tension in my jaw is just really helping me recognize that I'm here to grow into my worthiness, and we might call it confidence, we might call it being good enough, we might call it fear of failure, what Andrea said earlier, and just really wanting to be successful. And so it's all being carried in here. And then I just sort of smile at myself. Manal, this is not the first time. This is just how your body's expressing, and this is your life journey. And then at this point, I can let it go. And there's a few ways you could do that. Do you want to just physically hold on to that, like just wipe it off and put it to the side, and just imagine it going back to the light, and just releasing. Okay, so Laura and everybody come back. Tell me how you feel and what you discovered in that. How you feel and what you discovered. How do you feel and what did you discover? Ava, everything really does come back to the need and expectations I have on myself. Okay, and then Eva, so is it being good enough? Is it being capable? Are you capable? Do you see yourself as capable? Are you good enough? What are the judgments and expectations that you have? Laura, I feel relaxed and love my lower intestines and thank them for the message. Fantastic, Laura, fantastic. Andrea, yes. Okay, to Liz, no. So what are the expectations you have on yourself? That's my question now. What's the expectations that you have on yourself? Does everybody feel lighter from doing this activity? Do you feel lighter? Do you feel lighter? I know Laura said, I feel relaxed. I feel lighter. Laura says, yes, fantastic. Keith, I meant for more than I allow myself to believe. I meant for more than I allow myself to believe. I deserve all the things I want for myself and I want to wake up. Fantastic. So I deserve all things. We all deserve all things and I want to wake up. So if you're not awoke, what are you? What are you? What are you? Andrea says, sorry, Manal got distracted when you did the activity. That's okay, Andrea. Just say you feel better. Oh my goodness. Okay. Does everybody feel better? And where is everybody? I need to know where everybody is. Let's regroup. I get some hearts going. Does everybody feel better? Does everybody feel better? Did you learn and get some insight from connecting with yourself? The question that I got when we went into this is Laura said, I don't know how to honor my 4 bodies. Do you all start to get the recipe for honoring your bodies? Do you start to see how to honor your bodies? Do you start to see that if you start to see these expressions from your 4 bodies from the beginning, it won't get to anxiety? Do we all see that? This is what I want to know. Andrea, I feel great seeing, laughing, and being here. Fantastic, Andrea. Keith, I have less need of instant satisfaction, grow into my worth, and confidence resonated with me. Okay, fantastic. And then Keith, I feel like there's still something that I want to get here. Are you woke? You said I want to wake up. Are you awake? Are you awake? Is there in the process of, okay, is there a way that you can shift and instead of seeing what you want in the future, which is a instant gratification or satisfaction, can you see and be aligned with satisfaction now? That just by virtue here that you are awake and that it's just a process of growing and evolving and connecting and expanding, and that what you want is actually where you are. Can you see that? Yes. So can you see satisfaction and feel appreciation and true connection with this present moment rather than having to defer it to the future? Laura, yes, I feel better. I let go of the black terry tangles in my abdomen and heart. Didn't get to my head or egoic bodies. Fantastic. Keith says, yes, fantastic. So what, Laura, I'm so happy about this. So when you asked, how do you do this? When we went into our bodies, what it forced us all is to get present. To get present. A lot of the time, it's difficult to get present because our emotions are just too amped up. Does it feel good to get present when you're not feeling good? That's my question. Does it feel good to get present when you're not feeling good? And what I would suggest is the answer is no, it doesn't feel good. But if we start to learn how to get present in our bodies before we get to that point, that climax point, then we don't have to get there. because we already got present and connected with our bodies and started to understand and align and love. So that's how we get there. And this is what we do every week. We muscle everything, all my meditations, all my inspirations, everything is all about aligning with getting present with your four bodies and getting to the truth of the beauty of your worthiness, of your freedom, of your love, of your amazingness, of the human journey, of our life journey, of who we are and what we're doing. Fantastic? Fantastic. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? Today is about anxiety and using it as a coping mechanism. Have we identified? Yes, we're using it as a coping mechanism. Do we recognize why we're doing it? Because we're scared of feeling and connecting with our truth. Do we realize that, once we become aware of that, it's easy to become present with our four bodies, because it's our four bodies that are expressing. I'm going to connect and love with my four bodies. And then now these feelings of anxiety will not get to that point. Again, we have to muscle and grow and learn. We'll get to that point. It won't get to that point. Yes? Good? Happy? Laura says, fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So how's everybody feeling right now? How's everybody feeling right now? How's everybody feeling right now? Lynn, numb. Lynn, why are you feeling numb? Was this too much? Is there something going on? What is the numbness? Do you want to explore a bit deeper and see why and what that means to you? Because numb feels like I'm suppressing my emotions. Numb feels like I'm muting. Numb feels like they're so overwhelming. So instead of feeling them, I won't look at them and connect with them. Okay, Lynn, yes, there's a lot going. Yes. Okay, fantastic. Now, how do you want to feel? That's what I'm going to ask. Liz, now me and Tony feel more connected to each of our mind, body, and soul, and also with each other. Thank you, Manal, for creating and doing your amazing, beautiful, uplifting, powerful, and inspiring Live Now event, and your amazing gift to each of us and others in the community here. Liz, thank you. You are beautiful, and you are a gift, and thank you to Tony. So, Lynn, you want to feel happy and stay connected. I see the hearts. Fantastic. Fantastic. Content and present. Fantastic. Everybody put how you want to feel. Everybody put how you want to feel. So, Lynn, you're feeling numb and you want to feel happy and connected, okay? What's the resistance that's keeping you from feeling happy and connected? So you're numb. What is it in between? Jules, Manal, I got called away and missed the last hour. Will you be sharing this recording or another platform? I really hope so. Jules, yes, I will be. I will be. And I'll do it in the next few days. Lynn, but my mind says I need to be sad. Okay, so Lynn, fantastic. So you want to be happy, you're feeling numb, and it's your mind that says I want to be sad. Fantastic. So Lynn, do you know why your mind says you need to be sad? Ava says worthy. Fantastic. Keith, happiness and loved and worthy. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Jules, Manal says thanks so much. Fantastic. So Lynn, what is the resistance? And everybody, Keith and Eva, everybody, what's keeping you from what you're feeling or want to feel? What is keeping you from it? So your mind says you need to be sad. Lynn, why is your mind saying you need to be sad? And how is it saying you need to be sad? Okay, Lynn, I got the news today that someone is very sick, cancer. Okay, fantastic. So, I'm going to ask you, how does it make us all feel when someone that we love is sick? How does it make us all feel? It's a loaded question, and it's purposeful. How does it make us all feel when someone that we love is very sick with cancer? Jay-Z, powerless, interesting. Sad, Lynn, sad, afraid of losing them. Fantastic. Okay, this is really insightful. Cecilia, I want to deny it. Ooh, this is just so fascinating, amazing. And Lynn, you opened up such a fantastic conversation. Lynn, yes, denial. Okay, perfect. So my response, Manal's response would have been sad, frightened and compassion and helplessness. Okay, this is what I believe too. Fantastic. Okay, this is fantastic. So Manal's response would have been just sad. So then I was going to say to you, Lynn, well, why do you want to feel happy if something that you received really does make you feel sad? But there is a lot of other responses that feel like it will help us to muscle so we can ultimately say, oh, someone I know is sick. I'm going to honor that I feel sad. I know that I like to feel good in life. I'm going to honor and recognize that I feel sad from this news. And then you might decide that you'll indulge in it for so much. And then you say, okay, how do I become positive and see and know that life and death happens and sort of and become and have empowering thoughts, having empowering thoughts. Lynn, because my life is good, there is a lot of good things. So maybe guilty. Fantastic. So these answers of guilty and powerless and afraid of losing them and denial and angry, frightened, compassion and helplessness, these answers are fantastic because it helps us identify which of our muscles we need to build. We need to muscle, okay? So I'm going to go through them and everybody ask me or anybody stop me when we talk about any of the muscles. So powerless, Jay-Z and everybody, let me ask you something. In life, in your life model, your business model, your project model, whatever it might be, who has the power? In your egoic. So this is using our egoic. Everything you all said was in the egoic level. So in the egoic level, who has the power? Who has the power? These are the muscles that we build together that ultimately empowers you to take life in flow. To take life in flow. So in our egoic spiritual model, who has the power? Who has the power? Jay-Z, don't I have some power? I didn't give the answer yet or my belief. I just asked the question. So Jay-Z, I believe you have power. Yes, I do. So I do believe that you do. I believe there's some things that you don't do and some things you do. But the answer and the certainty in the answer is what allows us to lean into some of these feelings of denial and hopelessness and angry and helpless and powerless. And so what I want to do is help us build those muscles. So let me say, in my human model, I believe that the power is in the universe. It's in God. I'm going to use the Jack's symbolism that he did today and the sunbeam. So that sunbeam was God or universe, power, higher meaning. So that God, that sun has the power. Now, I'm a speck on that dust in that sun. So aren't I part of that power? Am I not part of that power? Am I part of that power? Do I have some of that power? That's Jay-Z's question. So if I'm the speck on the dust that's in that sun, and the sun is the universe and God, the sun is vibration, it's energy, it's higher power, it's meaning of life, and I'm that speck, and that sunbeam is hitting the dust, do I have the power? Am I connected to power? It's my question. Give me hearts, give me yeses, give me... Laura says yes. Fantastic. Laura says yes. I believe yes too. I believe the hearts are coming. Fantastic. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to say yes. So now I'm going to come back, the power over my feelings. So Lynn, now we can start to ask about what the power we have over. That's another good question. But let's get to it. We'll get to it. But can we agree that we have power? That the sunlight, which is God, whatever it's analogous for you, analogous, it's not coming out word, but whatever the sunlight is for you has the power. And we have power. We can talk about what we have power over, but we have power. So now there's power. So now let me ask you something. Do we have power over life and death? Do we have power over life and death? No. Lynn says no. Anybody, do we have power over life and death? Ooh, Jay-Z said that's a tricky question. Yeah, I thought about that too. Jesse says yes. Wow, it is a tricky question. Wow. So Jesse, explain yourself with yes. I mean, it is a tricky question because you could say, oh, I can try to kill myself. But even then, sometimes you're successful or not successful. So I really feel like, it's no, but I'm happy to hear the why we think we do have control over life and death. I would really like to hear the yes. I believe it's a no, but the answer to that helps affirm your egoic muscles. And I'm not going to say to you which way that the answer is. I'm not going to say yes, the answer is yes, or the answer is no. But I want to hear, and with your beliefs, then we'll firm up the muscle with your beliefs. So Jay-Z, you said that's a tricky question, and Jesse said no. Yes, I mean. So we have control over life and death. Ren says no, we don't. That's where the anxiety comes from. Well, Ren, this is where if we recognize that I don't have control over life and death, we can do two things. We can resist it and fight it. Almost like, this is a bad analogy. I don't know why I'm so full of bad analogies today. But you live at home and your parents want you home by a certain time. You can fight it and keep fighting it. Or you can just at one point accept it and say, how do I live with it? How do I live with it? But recognizing that's where your anxiety comes from is very powerful. Jesse, I've been supporting those who, in the face of death sentence given by doctors in a couple times and survived. So Jesse, was that them? Is that their desire? That ultimately, that's a tricky one too. Just get Jesse, because for me that would be that only the divine chooses life and death. That doctors don't say, it's not humans that decide death and death sentences. It comes from the divine. It comes from the divine. So Jesse, tell me why you think that's the person, but not the divine. Because to me, that even more says that it comes from the divine. So human doctors could not death sentence other people. So I'm going to come back to someone has cancer. And to Laura, so you said that someone is sick and they have cancer. And then we feel powerless. So if we recognize that we actually are connected to power, and we are power because we're in the stream of light, but power isn't defined by life and death. That's not in our domain. There's different domains. There's different responsibilities. That falls under the responsibility of the sunlight, of the sunbeam, of God, of divine, of universe. Life and death does not fall under mine. I get the blessings. And part of that is the mystery of my life and death. And the fact that I feel powerless is a reflection of my need to control or a lack of surrender to the universal truth. To the universal truth. Is this resonating? Is this resonating? Jesse, that was a will of their heart and soul, fully wanted to live when death was in their footsteps. Jesse, I agree. I do agree. I don't know if I agree that we can manifest life and death, because I know that if I wanted to live forever, I couldn't. I could not live forever. I know, because nobody has lived forever. And I know there's a date. But I do believe that we have a will of our heart and soul. But at a certain time, life will go. And maybe we could say that our will ultimately is the one that goes. And I would be so happy having that philosophical discussion. But regardless of whether it was the will of their hearts and soul or if it was the divine, the only way we manifest is through surrender. So the will of their heart and soul is not through resistance, and it's not through fight, and it's not through fear, and it's not through anger, and it's not through denial, and it's not through powerlessness. It's through surrender and allowing and connection with the divine and connection with the universe and with eternal truth and light and love. So even in that example that Jesse gave, for them to have the will of their heart and soul, they were fully aligned. That speck of dust, that speck on the dust was fully aligned with the sunlight. Is that true or not true? Everybody, how's that falling? I got the hearts. How is that falling? Sally, empowered to reflect God to others. Exactly. And so if there's a blur between us being human and reflection of the truth of life, yeah, I agree that blur exists. And I like to believe that God is within me. And so if that's the truth, that my life and death is within me, but my physical being. Okay, so this is it for everybody that's resisting. Lynn and Laura and Ren and Jay-Z that are resisting. Can we differentiate between our physical self and our egoic self? That physical self does not have control over life and death. But that egoic body, it has connection to truth. And the job of the physical self is to surrender and to allow life to unfold in a way that aligns with truth. And that what Jesse is speaking to about that alignment of the heart and soul, it comes from alignment, from truth, from beauty, from allowing, from surrender. So I'm going to come back to example. Jesse, I've been gifted to witness this, not from only one person. I'm humbled to know you can give up when everyone else gives up. I'm humbled to know you can give up when everyone else gives up on you. That's beautiful. But Jesse, I think, or take your life back when all doubt. Beautiful. That is such a beautiful, it is a beautiful example, Jesse. And there is a blur. There is a blur. And so, but there's not a blur between your egoic body, because you said soul, and your physical body. Right? Is there a blur? Do we know that our physical selves can't control life and death? Because spiritually, that's why I said, you guys tell me what you believe and I'll work with it. Because yeah, you're right. We can be this divine. We are part of the divine. So there's a blur in there. And so Jesse gave an example, which is beautiful. But do we agree that our physical self, the physical being, the physical Manal, the Manal that's the human Manal, cannot control life and death? Cannot control life and death. Do we know that this is true? Do we know that this is true? So when we talk about the fear of this sick, I got news that someone's sick. To be sad is normal. To be sad, and then we might go to hopeful, and we might go to trust. But the powerless, maybe it's a delusion that you actually have that power over somebody else's fate. And so it's that misbelief that keeps you in resistance. Afraid of losing them. Again, Lynn, I'll use that one. It's the belief that our physical is going to be eternal and our egoic is not. So it's using and leaning on our egoic beliefs that will free us in those examples. Denial, not willing to recognize and see, because as a coping mechanism, I've turned off my eyes and turned off my senses because I don't want to deal with things that I'm not comfortable with. How does that feel? How does that feel? Does that feel empowering? Does that feel like truth? Does that help you disentangle? Lynn, yes, 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 yes. Good, 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 good. Good, good, good. So how do you feel? I'm going to ask you again then. How do you feel? How do you feel? I see the hearts coming, so I see that there's resonating. How do you feel? Fantastic. I feel okay, still very good and hopeful. Beautiful. And a lot of the work that we do is a relationship with death. It's a relationship with control. It's a relationship with our fears. And anxiety is fears that we're not willing to acknowledge about the future. And anything about the future is about lack of control. And once you start to master the recognition of what we can control and what we can't control, that's where the freedom falls. That's where the freedom is. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So how is everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? I am feeling fantastic and feeling pretty aligned and pretty complete. Any questions, any thoughts, any desires? This was an intense one. Pretty intense. I think we got to everything. Well, we didn't get to everything, but we got to a lot of great parts and elements. Lynn, I think I am very in alignment and this is new to me. Lynn, fantastic. Lynn, what is it that helped you get into alignment? If you could say there was something specific, what is it that helped you get into alignment? Lana, how do you accept the uncertainty? Lana, let me ask you a question about that. What is the uncertainty that you see? Lynn, I am not helped to make myself sick. Beautiful. Beautiful, Lynn, beautiful. And for me, what I'd also take is like honoring how you feel about how he is, and that's okay to feel sad. And then how do you want to shift your mindset so you could support and love them? Beautiful. So Lana, how do you accept the uncertainty? Alana, tell me what the uncertainty you're referring to. The life and death, the uncertainty of tomorrow. So when we're uncertain, when you're uncertain about something, what we're uncertain about is whether or not we are capable. So when we're uncertain, I'm going to take an example of a test. We're a high schooler and we have a test tomorrow. If I'm not certain what's on that test, because I'm not certain if I'm going to pass or fail, that's because I'm not confident in my capacity to take that test, that I'm not confident in the material, that I'm not confident in myself. So what we want to do is really question when we're asking about how do you accept the uncertainty. It's not accepting the uncertainty that the question is, it's what is it that you are fearing, and what is, again, root cause. Today we keep talking about root cause. It's the first time that we've actually used that term during a live. But what is the root? It's actually not the uncertainty that's the root. It's your lack of preparedness, or your incapability, or your lack of trust. So there's a different root cause than the uncertainty, but the uncertainty is the one that we're articulating. So Lana, tell me what you think about that and how you're feeling. Not knowing how life will unfold. If certain life situations that you're not completely content with will stay the same, or worried about being able to handle challenges that may come. Okay, Lana, beautiful. So, do you buy into that it is the life design, the universal divine design for us not to know how life will unfold? Do you buy that? Do you buy that? Does everybody buy that it's the universal design for us not to know how life will unfold? Who buys that and who resists that? Who tries to control life? I know some of my friends try to control every aspect of their life and their lives. I'm thinking of some in particular. They want to control everything to have a sense that they can control the future, but they can't. They can't. And they make themselves sick because of it. So who wants to honor, oh, no one knows the future. Beautiful, beautiful. So Lana, let me ask you something. Do you have resistance to that? Do you have resentment to that? Do you have fear to that? Or can you accept that? So that's your question. How do you accept the uncertainty? Do you accept that this is part of the game that you're playing? So if we look at, and I do this a lot, I look at the human journey as a game, the game that we're in, Do you accept that this game, we don't know what tomorrow, that we're not in control. So we're put into this virtual world, we're dumped. And one of the rules of the game is, you don't know. You don't know. So we're playing soccer, and one of the things of soccer is you can't pass the ball forward unless there's a defender or whatever it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. So every time I pass the ball and there's no defender, do I say, oh, no fair, I'm out of control? Or do I recognize, oh, no, that actually is one of the rules of soccer. You can't pass the ball unless there's a defender behind, because otherwise I'll keep kicking the ball back and forth up the field, and it will be as boring as heck. And during the World Cup, there were a few really, really nice goals that they did not accept. Offside rule, thank you, Jen, that they did not accept. Jen got my back. That they did not accept because the defender was ahead. So are we going to fight that, oh, he was ahead, or, oh, that's not a fair rule? Or are we going to recognize, oh, this is the rules of the game of soccer? It's actually what makes it special, makes it more challenging. So the rules of life is we don't know. We don't know. And life and death is something we don't know. And whether we can control it or not, because I would love to have a face-to-face discussion with Jesse, sort of exploring whether it's us or if it's God or if it's universe, if we are God and we are universe. I would love to have that conversation. But what I do know, it's not our physical self. And that's one of the rules of the game. So how do I accept the rules of the game? It's the rule of the game. It's the rule of the game. So Lana, is that enough? Do you know how to accept that it's just, it is. It is. So do I want to fight what is? Mari, no point in trying to control the future as it's never as you planned. Yes, yes. And it's part of the, I think it's a growth and expansion as we start to become and see life and grow into it and sort of understand life. But to me, it's clear, it's one of the games of this virtual world that we're in. I do believe that I have the power to create the life that I desire. I believe that I have the power, and that's through empowering thoughts and actions. I believe that all four of my bodies have a very strong role in the life that I'm leading. I know that the way that I feel is so important, and that I focus all of my energy on feeling well, and that's by taking care of my physical body, eating well, exercise, doing yoga, meditation, that I really honor my emotional body and I see how it feels, and I try to understand it from conditioning, that I look at my thoughts and I try to choose positive, empowering thoughts, but then also I realize that I have to honor where I'm going through, and if there's resistance, I got to honor it, not just try to over speak it. And I also know that I have beliefs, and some of these beliefs are formed when I was a baby, and I've got to honor all of these beliefs, even though there might be contradiction in what I truly believe, and that's part of the muscling, and that's part of the virtual game, is for me to detangle from the conditioning and to align to find unconditional worthiness, freedom, and happiness. So that was a lot, but it's part of the game. It's part of the game, and it's the beauty. And I like winning all the games that I play, and I win the games by knowing the rules. And the rule is not in control of tomorrow. But you can live a great life, and you can curate your life for today and tomorrow, but you only do it by being present. And the more happy you find with the present moment, the more your next moment is. Because if we keep waiting for tomorrow and things to change to be happy, tomorrow never comes. So I recognize, a lot of my work is just finding presence and beauty in the present of now. Now. Nancy, the mystery and the beauty of life. The mystery and beauty of life. This is the mystery and beauty of life. Lana, how does that feel? How does that feel? Because it's not about intellectually shifting it. I can't affirm it. It's about emotionally recognizing truths. Laura, for me, it's the mystery of life that keeps it exciting. It's how I try to talk to my anxiety when I have to leave the house. I say, I might meet the man of my dreams. Laugh out loud. It's a catchphrase for something wonderful might happen. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so then we can start to develop tools and muscles and ways to help us live and affirm and accept. But the first thing is accepting that it's the mystery of life, that we're not meant to. It is the beauty and the mystery of life. It is. And life is amazing when we allow it to be. When we allow it to be. And we have a lot of control. What was it that I said, let's talk about this later? What can we control? We can control, and I don't like the word control, but allow or focus our beliefs and our thoughts and our emotions and our physical being. We can be focused about being aware and being present. And so I don't even like using the word control, because when we use control, it gives us the illusion of something that we don't have. But we allow, we align, we flow. We said all the words earlier of what we want in a life. We allow, we align, we flow, we accept, we surrender, we love, we play, we create, we inspire, we aspire, we dream, we desire. There's a lot of things that we can do. So instead of focusing on what we can't control life, let's focus on what we can. On what we can. Lana, maybe part of it is that some people seem to have reached a state of flow, but I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to deal with challenges. Lana, this is another thing that's taken me a long time to calibrate to. We can't compare to each other. We just cannot compare to each other. We are all on very different, unique journeys. Everybody is here to grow in different ways and to learn in different ways and to experience in different ways. And once we start to compare ourselves to others, we get caught in the external, not the internal. So, do you want to reach a state of flow? A state of allowing? A state of being? It comes through a state of accepting yourself, accepting your journey, and accepting that your journey is unique to everybody else's journey. And somebody else at 20 might be somewhere else than someone else at 20 and 30, and somebody might be different than some other person at 30, and maybe a 20-year-old might be experiencing what another 80-year-old is experiencing, but it doesn't really matter, because everybody's here for their journey. And so I would look at some of the greats and then say, like, why did they get this set of circumstances that allowed them and enabled them to be this? And I realized that that type of logic and thinking didn't get me anywhere. So again, when we look at the mystery of life, the universal design, one of the line items, just like the offsides play, is everybody starts at a different place, and you just don't know where everybody is going. So it's like the game of snakes and ladders, and you've got all these different boxes, and everybody's just randomly putting, and they're going up and down, and it really depends on what you're here for. So it's really nice for you to question and to ask and to see, but can you see, Lana, that it puts you up against the truth of the universe? When you look external to yourself, because we're all coming at different places at different times to learn different things. How does that feel? Lana? How does that feel? Nancy, we can choose how we respond to life. Yes, Nancy, we can choose to, and even more how to respond to life, Nancy. I like to see it because responding to life seems to me like action, reaction, or reacting to life. To me, I like to look at my now is all four bodies. My physical reality aligns with my belief system. So whatever I believe right now is actually what my physical reality is. If I want to change my physical reality, it takes me changing my beliefs and my thoughts, because my belief and my thoughts and my feelings, everything is all coupled together. So my physical reality right now, 100% is aligned with my beliefs, 100%. And my beliefs are aligned with my thoughts, 100%. If I want to change where I want to go and where I want to be, that takes changing thoughts. If I want to change my thoughts, it means altering my beliefs. My belief in myself, my belief in life, my belief in purpose, my belief in my journey, my belief of what I'm capable of doing and where I want to go. So yes, we can choose how we respond to life, but I prefer we can choose how we curate life, how we design life, how we manifest life, how we create life. That's what how I prefer to see it. I prefer to see myself at the driver's seat, in the driver's seat, not in the passenger seat. And that's when we talked about whether we were powerless or powerful. No, if I'm a reactionary, I'm powerless. If I'm in the driver's seat, but I can only drive the automobile that I am given. I can only drive based on the rules that we are given for this game of life. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. So yes, we can choose how to respond to life, and we can also choose how to live life and how to curate life and how to make life that we desire and how to align with our authentic truth. And that's through honoring ourselves and honoring our life journey. Yeah? Yes, I see the hearts, so I see that it's resonating. It always makes me happy when I'm like, okay, this point got through, chung, this point got through, chung, this point got through, chung. Okay, good. Okay, so how's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? How's everybody feeling? I'm feeling pretty complete. Feeling pretty complete. Feeling pretty complete. Lynn says, great, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So next week we are talking about, next week is a fantastic subject. And usually you all know I have to write it down and I can't remember, but I remember. It's about creating play, adventure and play in life. So we're going to talk about, obviously we'll talk about resistance because that's what we do, but we're going to be focusing on creating play in our life, adventure and play in life. So I'm really excited about next week. Laura, I feel complete as well. Life is love. Yes, it is. And Andrea with the beautiful hearts. Lana, how do you move through negative emotions that come up? Lana, you just start with awareness. 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 See them, smell them, honor them, recognize them. Ask, what is it that you want me to learn? What is it that you want me to see? Why are you here? What are you feeling? Why are you feeling this? So what not to do? Don't project them on somebody else. Don't amplify them to make something else that they're not. Don't intellectualize them. Don't negate them. Don't suppress them. What do? You see it. Oh, interesting. I just see some guilt. Ooh, somebody just got diagnosed with cancer, and rather than feel sad or compassion or desire to support them and to be there for them, I'm feeling guilty. Why am I feeling guilty? Because I'm healthy and alive and they're sick. But that's not about me. Well, it could be about me and my manifestation, but it doesn't really help me to think about that way, because sometimes things are in the hands of the universe and God. So I'm just going to honor and see that guilt and recognize it's there. Ooh, it's there. It's there. Very powerful. It's there. Yep, it's there. Okay, so guilt, what are you telling me? Oh, you're telling me that sometimes I question my worthiness. Oh gosh, yes, I keep bumping into that. Yes, I know I'm worthy. I know, but some of my conditioning has made me doubt it. But that's okay. It's part of the life journey. There's nobody to blame. This is it. Okay, I see you, guilt. I see you. I'm going to grow from you. I acknowledge you. I love you. Okay, maybe I don't love you quite right now because I still feel guilty, but in 5, 10 minutes or an hour, 2 hours, I can recognize how this guilt has allowed me to see and go in. How's that? How's that, Lana? How does that feel? Liz, as the lyrics to that song go, we are here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun does not shine every day. So to people here, may you have a good time when you can and are able to. Liz, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So Lana, that's what you say to your negative emotions. And then what do you say to your positive emotions? Oh my God, you feel good. You are here for what I'm here for. Feels so good today. Oh my gosh, I'm so appreciative of how I feel. And ooh, I'm going to keep making the most of today. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go call a friend. I'm going to go hang out. I'm going to go meditate. I feel so great. Cecilia, when you say it sounds so easy. Cecilia, it is. It's not until it is. Just like walking and riding a bike and roller skating and roller blading and all of these sports that driving, I'm learning to teach my son how to drive. And, you know, even there's something, Malcolm Gladwell has a book that Gladwell, I think I called him Godwell. Malcolm Gladwell has a book that, I forget what the book is called. If you guys can remember what it's called while I say it. Blink. No, it's not Blink. It's another one. It's about intuition. Anyway, he talks about there's certain tipping point. Yeah, I think tipping point. About the X number of hours in certain professions that ultimately allow you to be a professional, but then some don't and that you need. Yes, 10,000%. Fantastic. So yeah, it is. We haven't been conditioned to honor our emotions. So yes, we're uncomfortable. We use anxiety as a coping mechanism. Anxiety is all 4 bodies screaming at us. Yes, it's going to be difficult until it's not. And how do we make it not? We meditate. We come to these lives, we explore, we listen to podcasts and we grow and we just keep growing and growing and we keep being hungry to see and explore the truth and the answers in life. Hungry for truth. Hungry for truth. Doesn't truth feel amazing? Doesn't truth feel amazing? And just this unconditional love and desire and commitment towards growth and understanding and self-love and compassion. So yes. And Cecilia, that doesn't mean sometimes I beat myself up for how I feel. I do. I'm human. I'm never going to come out there and say, guys, I've got it all figured out. I think one of the favorite things that I say on these lives, and I don't know if you guys think it's as funny as I do. If you think I'm going to teach you how to not be human, don't follow me. I'm going to acknowledge it's human. But how do we be the best of the human that we can be? How do we be the best of breed? How do we be the best of who we can be? How do we be the best given our conditions and our growing and where we are and what we do? Liz, to your positive emotions, say, come on down, or rather, come on up. Exactly. To your positive emotions, like, oh my God, I feel amazing. So thankful for today. So thankful today. Not why am I feeling well and why I'm feeling well today. I woke up feeling well. Should I be feeling well? I doubt if I should be well. Should I be feeling well? No, it's like, oh my God, I feel amazing. Thank you, bed, for an amazing sleep. Thank you, pillow. Oh my God, I love when I wake up with my alarm, without my alarm, and the sun is shining. Oh my God, thank you, sun. Thank you, sun. This little speck up on the dust is just warming up. Just warming up. Thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you. Today is going to be a good day. Today is going to be a really good day. Today is going to be a really, really, really good day. That's what you do with your emotions. And we keep muscling it together. I'm not asking anybody to tomorrow be like this, but we'll keep growing it today. Together. Good? Good, good, good. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Cecilia, good. Fantastic. Fantastic, Cecilia. Okay, so next Tuesday. For some reason, for April, I almost said May, but we're not quite in May. I see all the hearts. Thank you, guys. I love the hearts. For April, I've already scheduled, and I set them all for Tuesdays at 1:30, so the same time as today. And Tuesday, or next month, the theme is about why do I feel bad? And so it's talking about trauma. There's one about victim stories. There's one about depression. And the fourth, I don't remember, but they're all really about what we're talking about today, which is recognizing the signals from our bodies that feel overwhelmed. Oh, the other one is Overwhelmed in Life is my podcast for next week. But why do we feel overwhelmed? Why do we feel? I thought I had remembered what it was, but why do we feel? And it's because our bodies are expressing itself. And so together we'll talk about, this is the condition that we call, this is the familiar topic, this is how our bodies feel, this is the muscle we need to build. Let's build the muscle together. Let's build the muscle. And ultimately the muscle is trust and knowing and feeling and aligning and doing. Cecilia, 1:30 p.m. Where are you? I forget. I'm on Eastern. It starts the same time as today, so 2 hours ago. What time is it for everybody? Minus 2 hours. So I think it's 3:30 p.m. for me now. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay, great. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so everybody, thank you. Today was amazing. We got a lot done. We really had amazing insights, and we talked about everything. I feel like we talked about everything. And together we discovered the truth to life. And this is the truth. Life is amazing. It's meant to feel good. Together we will feel good because it feels good to feel good. And in the journey of feeling good, when we feel bad, we'll become aware, we'll accept, we'll honor, we'll recognize that it's just part of the human journey and it's okay. It's okay. And that feeling bad orients us to feeling good. So we'll use that as a data point to direct us towards what we desire. And everything is beautiful and okay. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I love you all. Really, really appreciate everybody's participation, engagement, and we will continue to grow and expand and learn and love and flow and align and create and inspire and play and adventure and dream and dance in the clouds together. My love, always. Don't forget to go to my website, sign up for my newsletters, and follow me. Instagram, Facebook, InsightTimer, and YouTube.